UFC 324, Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett for the interim lightweight title. It has been a long 6 weeks. We're back. We're kicking things off 2026 with a banger. Even though these guys both probably aren't top 5 lightweights right now, it's still a fun fight. But nonetheless, we're 2 days away from the first fight in 6 weeks. And I'm going to be giving you guys my full card breakdown. I know that I'm super last minute on this one. You got to give me a break. I was moving into school, But nonetheless, we're here. And since we're here so late in the week, all the betting lines should be out. So I'll give you guys some betting angles as well as just the full card breakdown from top to bottom. So let's get right into it. So kicking things off, we got Michael Johnson taking on Alexander Hernandez. Both of these guys are on pretty decent runs. I mean, these are guys who have been in the UFC for a very long time and have had their ups, have their downs, but they both have strung together a decent win streak. Michael Johnson's coming off that win against Zell Huber where he was a plus 700 underdog or something absurd. Which was an extremely impressive win. He was better on the feet completely against a guy like Zell Huber, who's very dynamic. He was young. He had all the momentum going into that fight. So, big win out of Michael Johnson. And then you have Alexander Hernandez, who's coming off of a KO win against Diego Ferreira and Chase Hooper. The Chase Hooper one was violent. That one was nasty. I think that I'm going to go with Alexander Hernandez in this one. He's going to be able to play the striking decently well. He's going to be able to mix in some takedowns if he needs to. But overall, I think he's going to land that shot. I think he's going to be looking for that big, gnarly right hand that he throws. And he's going to be able to catch Michael Johnson on his chin and put him out. Give me Alexander Hernandez in this one by KO. Next up, we got Alex Perez taking on Charles Johnson. Alex Perez is coming off of 2 losses to very decent competition, Asu Almabayev and Tatsuro Taira. So not the worst losses to have on your record, both very game competition. Taira coming off that TKO victory against Brandon Royval. He's looking for a title shot. And Asu Almabayev was just in that mix before losing to Manel Kape recently. So not the worst competition to lose to, but outside of that, I don't see much that leads me to believe that he could beat Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson is coming off of a KO victory against the rising star Loner Kavanaugh. That one hurt, man. That one really hurt. I mean, I just knew it was coming. I saw Charles start to pick up the pace later as the fight went on. He started hunting him, and eventually he found the chin. And I just think Charles Johnson has that it factor when it comes to standing where he could put out anybody. I mean, we've seen him beat. He is the gatekeeper of the 125-pound division, and if you want to be champ, you have to go through Charles Johnson. So I believe he's going to be able to put it together same way he did against Alex Perez. So give me Charles Johnson inside the distance with a KO. Now on to the prelims. We got Nikita Krylov taking on Modestas Bukauskas. This is a good fight. I believe someone's going to sleep here, and it's not Modestas Bukauskas. The more I watch this guy, the better I think he's getting. People seem to forget that he is not very old at all. I believe he's around 30, 31 years old. And every time I watch him, he seems to be getting more impressive. He has the build, the 6'3". He's long, he's strong. And then we have Nikita Krylov, on the other hand, who's coming off of getting knocked out by Bogdan Guskov and Dominic Reyes. So it's kind of tough for me to think that he's going to be able to put something together that I haven't seen in the last 2 fights against a guy who's just as dangerous in Modestas Bukauskas. So give me Modestas Bukauskas by KO. Need I say more? I mean, this fight, honestly, I'm just going to be that guy, and I'm just going to say it. I don't really want to look up Andre Pulaev's record or who he's beat. or anything along those lines. Table Gauthier seems to be on a different level, and I think they're just feeding him guys right now to get him into that ranked position, work his way up. They're trying to slow roll him right now, not trying to give him anybody too crazy, too fast, which I understand, but this guy is a freak. It seems like every time he touches somebody, their head just explodes. It's unbelievable. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. Give me Table Gauthier by KO. Umar Nurmagomedov taking on Deiveson Figueiredo. Umar is, I believe, close to a 2,000 favorite, minus 2,000 favorite. I believe it's around like 1,800 is what I saw, maybe a little bit less, which is insane, by the way, because we're talking about a guy in Deiveson Figueiredo who is a champion, a former champion, who has hung in there with a lot of these guys. He has been getting his ass beat a little bit at 135, Corey, Peter, but minus 1,700 favorite or whatever it is unbelievable. But I think it's for a good reason. I think Umar is just on an upward trajectory. He felt that loss to Merab, and now he is just transformed. He wants to be a champion. He has his goals set. So I think he goes out there and he gets a finish. I think you see him play a little bit more aggressively this fight, take some more chances, which could potentially be bad because we know Deiveson has freakish punching power at such a lightweight. I mean, he dropped Chito Vera. So in my opinion, I believe that Umar is going to be able to wrestle. He's going to be able to strike. He's just going to be better everywhere. And with someone like Deiveson who's so low volume, he's not going to be able to get off enough. And Umar is going to be able to win in the parts of the fight that he wants to win at, to the point where Deiveson never gets going and he's never able to find that shot that's going to be able to put him down or put him out. So give me Umar Nurmagomedov by decision. On to the main card, we have Arnold Allen taking on Jean Silva. This is a really, really fun fight. I think that every fight that Jean Silva is in is going to be fun, but with someone like Arnold Allen who is not scared to strike back, he's not afraid to get into a brawl, this is going to be a good one. We have Jean Silva coming off of that KO loss to Diego Lopez, which was crazy. That was unbelievable. I think most people thought that Jean Silva was going to be able to go in there and finish Diego, if not just win, after he's coming off that loss to Volk. And Jean was riding the hot streak of all hot streaks. So that was extremely surprising. But I do think that it's something that he can learn off of, and it wasn't just a glaring weakness or flaw in his game. It was more so just a impatience issue. He started to get going. He started to throw wild, leave his chin in the air, and he got caught. Similar to what happened to Aaron Pico and Lerone Murphy, where he just started throwing, and wasn't worried about getting countered and got slept. That's a part of the game. I think that there is levels to the striking game, and Jean Silva is going to show Arnold Allen that, as long as he is much more patient than he was against Diego. Obviously, you can't play too patient. He's a very good striker. He's going to be able to get off as much volume as he wants. He needs to, not keep his chin super in the air and keep just fishing for a KO, because now he knows that he can get KO'd. So potentially it could be in the back of his mind and Arnold Allen takes over, but I don't see it. I think I'm going to go with Jean Silva here by decision or a late KO. Next up, we got Waldo Cortes Acosta taking on Derrick Lewis. This is a fun one. Derrick Lewis is coming off of that KO victory against Deiveson Figueiredo, which I believe was a very, very bad stoppage. But that's not to take anything away from him. He still landed that shot, which is crazy considering Deiveson Figueiredo was undefeated, tall, lanky, should have been able to, keep his range and piece up Derrick, and he caught him early too. So Derrick Lewis, he just shows it doesn't matter who's in there. If he lands that shot, it's over. And As far as Waldo Cortes Acosta, he plays fights very well. They're at his pace. He strikes very well for a heavyweight. He moves well. So I believe he's going to be able to keep his range. He's going to be able to fight his fight against Derrick Lewis and look towards a heavyweight title shot. He's been in there with Sergey Pavlovich now, so he understands that one-punch KO power. He has adapted to it, and Derrick Lewis is not as good of a striker as Sergey Pavlovich at all. So give me Waldo Cortes Acosta in this one by a KO. And to the co-main event, because Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes are off, we got Sugar Sean O'Malley taking on Song Yadong. Man, it's a good one, dude. This is a good one. I don't really think this one's close, to be quite honest with you. A lot of people are making their case for Song, but I don't believe it's really close at all. When we think about Song Yadong, we don't think about a wrestler. Obviously, he trains at Team Alpha Male, so he's going to have a little bit of wrestling. He's going to have the overhand right. Song came in with very decent boxing at the start, but O'Malley is just going to be different on the feet. And when you think about who O'Malley's had to wrestle with recently, even though he hasn't been doing as good of a job, it was Aljamain Sterling, Merab Dvalishvili twice. It's a different level of wrestler, and I don't believe that Song poses that much of a threat when it comes to the wrestling as those guys. And if Sean could stuff the takedowns and this is primarily a striking fight, I don't see a world where Song really gets going at all. I don't see a world where Song even wins a round, to be quite honest. I think that Sean's going to be too long. He's going to be kicking him in the body, stringing together these long 1-2s that Song's going to have no clue how to deal with. And we're going to see a finish. We're going to see a classic Sean O'Malley KO or a 30-27 where there's multiple times where Song is about to get finished, getting teed off on against the fence. Panic shot, circles around, and then we're back to fighting. This one's not going to be super close. Give me Sean O'Malley by whatever he wants. And finally, the main event, Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. This one's good, I guess. I mean, these guys both do not deserve to be here whatsoever. Maybe Justin because he's old and he wants his last shot before he retires, which they gave to Poirier. So seems fair. After Justin beat up Fiziev on short notice. Obviously, Fiziev was the one on short notice, but still, to go in there and beat a guy like that at his age, after doing it the first time, he didn't need to fight that fight, and he did. And he won impressively, dropped him. So I think Justin maybe deserves a little bit more than Paddy. Paddy has beat actually at nobody. Nobody. I mean, similar to Islam Makhachev's streak to get a title shot, but we don't have to talk about that right now. Paddy's coming off wins against Bobby Green, Tony Ferguson, and Michael Chandler. Come on, dude. So, whatever. It's going to be a fun fight. That's one thing these guys know how to do is make fun fights. They're both good personalities, so I guess that's good. But as far as deserving to be in any type of fight that says lightweight and title involved in it, no matter if it's interim, it's, no bueno. But that's besides the point. So we have these guys squaring off on Saturday. Paddy looks to be the better wrestler. And he's been surprisingly decent on the feet. I mean, he's got these long kicks to the body. He throws in very good combinations. So when he goes, he goes. We're talking 1-2 body kick and then another right up top. He throws in combinations and it gets guys backing up. It gets guys off their rhythm. But when you're fighting a counterpuncher as good as Justin Gaethje and an overall striker as good as Justin Gaethje, I struggle to believe that he's going to be able to do too much on the feet. I believe he's going to make this a primarily grappling match. And if Justin Gaethje can stuff some takedowns, I think it's going to be a long night for Paddy, but I don't see him doing that. He's at a point in his career where you can just bank on him losing pretty much. So I do have Paddy Pimblett being the lightweight interim champion after Saturday night. Just some food for Ilya before Arman is back in that mix. So yeah, give me Paddy Pimblett by submission or ground and pound. He's gonna finish him inside the distance, I believe. He does too much damage, and he's gonna be too good at wrestling, looking for ground and pound and looking for submissions, that I don't think Justin's gonna be able to keep up with it, and Justin's gonna find himself getting finished sometime in this fight. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be back this week for Volkanovski and Lopez 2, which I have my opinions about, but we'll save that for a later date. So stay tuned for that, and like and subscribe. See you later.